and start my stream. Hello, the internet.
Are you starting it now?
Oh my god. Welcome to yet another session of the Darkened Sky. My name is Joshua, also Monty, whichever you want to go with. For those who don't know, I will do a general recap of our world as my 5 lovely players figure out what they're going to say for the prompt they've already received. So we are in a world known as Dias. And Dias was a beautiful... Who doesn't have their headphones? What's going on? Zuba. Hey,
What?
I can hear myself, and it's very distracting. It's like it actually stops your
I was
ability
trying
to
to see how
talk.
many people were watching on the Twitch. I was
What?
trying to see how many people were watching on the Twitch. It was fewer than I thought it was.
Fewer than you thought. What? 2? 1?
Well, I was hoping for at least 3.
I didn't
Aw.
realize Twitch started paying people to not watch our channel. The only way it could have been less than I'm expecting.
Okay, well, thanks for all of that. Dias was a landscape where from things birthed the gods, and from the gods birthed things. The trees gave birth to the god of trees, and the god of trees helped trees to grow. All things have a god tied to them, and all things are tied to a god, or all gods are tied to things. These could be emotions, memories, anything that exists, or stories or tales. All have gods. Kind of animism and Shintoism and all that put together. So everyone knows the presence of gods, and everyone walks amongst the gods. And the gods are part of everyone's life. And our 5 heroes were once great prophets to their gods, great speakers and practitioners of their gods' intent. We had Sundry, who was a follower of consequence, Bronson, a follower of passage, Griswold, a follower of collection, Anai, a follower of truth, and Rorik, a follower of charity. And I say were followers, was followers, because one day, out of nowhere, the world broke out into war. All the nations of the world struck up arms against one another, and war itself, the god of war, grew in power so strong it was able to wage war against the other gods. All those that did not bend the knee to war were slain and fell from the sky. For the gods in their realm appear as stars on our sky, and as they were slain, they fell one by one out of the heavens and crashed into the earth. The earth shook, and the sky went dark, save the brilliant red star of war. This was 2.5 years ago. Since then, everything is less. The trees do not grow as strong. They do not grow as tall or green. The grasses are gray. The sky is gray. Food will still grow, but the yield is much less. Animals will still be born, but they will not prosper. Life seems to be slowing, minimal, bland. This is the life that they've been living for the last 2 years. So we're going to go into each of our characters now.
Hold on. I need to ask a question.
Yeah?
And you're allowed to say that this is probably a long shot, but is there a god of gods that we can ally ourselves with?
That is I. And no.
All right, cool. Back to coming to your place to kill you. Got it.
Yep. Sounds good. So
Fucking sword.
for our character, yes. AJ got a sword for Christmas.
Hell yeah.
So our prompt for this evening is: when is the first time in your character's lives that you interacted with another that you knew was different than you? Whether it was because they were a type of life form you have not interacted with, be it a different race, or their mentality was so alien to yours that you finally realized Not everyone is the way you are. It's a part of life that everyone always interacts with, and it's a growing point. So anyone who wants to take it away can go for it.
I'll start tonight. Because Anai is really easy to start off. So we see Anai bundled up, bright-eyed as she's just left. This is maybe 3 days after she's left her dwarven home. And she is just hiking along a trail. Beautiful scene. We're in a forest coming down a trail, and she sees a smoke fire, and she approaches and sees just, a small family that lived out in the mountains, and weirdly enough, she walked up and saw someone her size, not as stout or as wide, but her height, and was like, yes, someone I can talk to, an adult that I can have a conversation with. And as she approached, and said hello, this child, because she didn't quite realize that people outside of the dwarves were taller than her significantly. So child called out to her parents, and I just came to the realization of, oh, there are a lot taller of people in this world than just the weird tall dwarves.
Beautiful.
I got mine. So Madame Betsy Sundry, she had been born into the mystical world of the gnomish culture out in the Squishlands. Magic was very prevalent. Magic was very prevalent with her upbringing. But one day there was this very strange person that came by. They had a cart and a carriage. Clop, bitty clop, bitty clop, bitty clop. And this strange human strode into town, boasting of all sorts of magic. And Madame Sundry was like, oh, he's got magic too. Okay, I'll go check it out. And what Madame Sundry saw was something that wasn't quite magic. There weren't the same words that were utterance. There wasn't the same kind of feeling and vibe that was felt when her and her family did magic. But this person, they would wave their arms, and out of nowhere, there would be something that would be conjured. They would wave their arms again, say kind of gibberish, and bada bam, there would be something that would fly out in front of Madame Sundry, and she giggled. After a while, she became fond of this human, asking them how old they were, where they were from, and even though their sense of magic, perhaps this human was more of a sleight of hand conjurer than a true wizard, but they became friends. Madame Sundry learned a lot from this person, even though they were quite different, even though their form of magic was very, very primitive. Magic of manipulation as opposed to managing the elements around you.
Is Madame your name? Or did you adopt Madame at some point?
I adopted Madame at some point, so it's Vetsy. I would have been Vetsy Sundry.
I was curious if you were just Madame Sundry when you were like a toddler.
That'd be dope.
Which doesn't make any sense, but I love the image of it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Who's next?
I can go.
All right.
So Griswold grew up in the Bloodfields, which are generally very diverse. People from all walks of life are there, but generally people work or do something to gain a living, whether it's steal, trade, pirate, anything. But people work and do things to get money, to get things. whether they spend it on, prostitutes or gold to hoard. But Griswold had never seen someone who truly felt entitled, and like the world belonged to them, until he went out of the Bloodfields and met some lowly prince that thought he was all that. And Griswold just couldn't understand how he believed in something of a birthright. It didn't make sense. There was no birthright. You born, you struggled, and you survived. And that's all there was. But for some reason, people respected this person and thought they were important. And it was a totally foreign concept to Griswold that he had to learn when he was a merchant trader for a short time. Because on occasion, you had to interact with people that had a lot of wealth because they wanted things.
I like it. 2 more.
Are you ready, Reed, or should I go? You don't look ready. So Rorik was his first experience. He would have told you that it was someone of a different race, maybe from a different planet. But he and his mother were walking through town, and he saw what looked like a person, but they seemed to glow with different colors and just shine and just presence. And he knew what the gods were, so he knew that it wasn't a god. It was something similar to a human, but it couldn't be. There was no way that a human being could shine as much as this thing did. Of course, he was just seeing somebody with wealth and bright, colorful clothing, and his young brain just didn't understand what he was looking at. But he had been so used to interacting with people of his wealth, of his family's friends, none of which had money. So the first time I would have told you that it was a different race or a different person entirely, but it was not.
That's a good one. Bronson, you're up.
So I wanted to go last, not because I didn't know or have an idea, but because this is actually an idea I've wanted to tell for a while. I've had this story.
So moving next. No.
Fuck you. So we come to the north. Bronson is just hanging out in his hut when all of a sudden a bunch of his clansmen come in and tell him, Bronson, we have found someone outside the village that we believe you may want to see. Bronson is confused by this. They run into stragglers fairly frequently. At this point, he doesn't feel the need to be involved in all of them. But when he gets there, before he can even see the person, he knows why he was called there, because he can feel the magics, the ones that feel similar to theirs but stronger. This was the first time Bronson ever met a death priest. And he comes up and he sees a figure that he'd heard about in some stories from the Southerners, a being with blue skin and horns that they called tieflings. But this was his first time ever meeting one of those either. And he didn't know what one of them was doing so far north. He also didn't know what to do with the death priest. They were in the same court, but had fairly different missions. But he decides to take it in, and from that point, he spends 3 days in the hut healing this tiefling that was near death and trying to figure out what he should do with it, whether or not this is an omen of misfortune for the north, or whether or not this is an ally to him. And eventually, the death priest wakes up, and Bronson learns a lot at this point. It's his first time ever interacting with the Death Priest. He realizes that just like to him, death isn't evil. Death priests don't have to be evil. They're just workers doing their job. And this Death Priest tells him that death has sent him north to orchestrate a great plague that is to come. Bronson can try and stand in the way if he wants, or he can minimize the damage. And the Death Priest leaves it to him to choose. Bronson tells him that he's not going to kill him, but he will have to make his own way in the north and find his own passage.
Cool. And now, as with all of our prompts, the flip side of it, bringing us into a more, sad. I want sad. We're going to be sad now. When was the last time you felt that you actually matched with someone? The last interaction you had with someone that was, this is my person. This is a person like me. And how did that end without the two of you together?
Oh, this is going to be real good. So, we see Anai in the War Council room.
Oh, yeah.
She hadn't spent a whole lot of time in the Empire, but by the time she had arrived, she had made a name for herself. She was known, a known entity, and she had stopped in previously and never stayed too long in one place. But at this point, her and the Emperor got along very well. And they had a very good working relationship. They were both, you could say, idealistic and believed in what they were doing and how their approaches to the world and the idea of peace. Sorry. That all changed when Emperor Kelsier decided to take the path of war, to begin his conquest, to begin a conquest to try and take back the northern lands and begin this 3-year, 5-year long battle with the northern tribes. And there is a clear heartbreak of them, both Anai and the Emperor, as Kelsier says, we are taking the path of war here. And Anai begins to argue, as Anai does very often, that this is the wrong move. They need to be searching for peace and to be working together. And it ends with Sestris. Or Sestris was...
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Yeah.
Yep.
Sestris placing her hand on Anai's shoulder. Anai turns and reaches down as if to grab something. That's not there, and you can see that maybe once upon a time that she's done this many times before to conjure a weapon to fight for her life to stay alive, but nothing comes as Sestris then grabs her arm and restrains her and puts her in manacles to take her to the jail. Sorry, no dead children in mind.
Nice. All right. I got mine. So this was after Madame Sundry was recruited by the Empire for her skills, but a bit after all the deities had gone. Madame Sundry had been away from her people, her culture for such a long time. Once again, she was found somewhere unknown, some backwater town, backwater alley, backwater bar. She pulls up to the bar, reads the menu, recognizes none of the drinks, sighs, and says, "Give me whatever is going to taste the least gross." Bartender puts something in front of her. Hears a strange sound to her left as she turns. there's a hunched over older woman. She looks around the bar and precariously pulls a toad from her jacket. She then takes the toad and starts to wring it out like a dirty rag over her cup.
No!
Puts the toad back in her pocket and then gingerly starts sipping her drink, a smile on her face. Madame Sundry looks and says, Is that a tip toad from the Squishlands? Startled, the woman turns and says, Yes, it was a tip toad. Are you familiar with Noma's culture? Madame Sundry whips off her headscarf, smiles, and proclaims, Yeah, I kind of am. Back and forth, Madame Sundry has this elaborate conversation with this human researcher. She's old, but she's been around the block. She's been around a couple of blocks, including the Squishlands. Relatively recently, 20 years ago, it's more recent for Madame Sundry because she's a gnome. She had visited the gnomes and had learned about their culture, about their habits, about their delicacies, including tiptoads, which are wrung over drinks and have a huge flavor boost because of that. Madame Sundry spends the rest of the evening coercing with this new person about how much she misses her people and about Noma's culture on her end that she's able to share. This researcher laughs. This researcher has a tear in her eye here and there, and she writes paragraph upon paragraph in her journal. After a late evening, Madame Sundry realizes, you know what? This wasn't someone from my town. This wasn't one of my people. But they have the same respect and they have the same delights that the people back home have. The two parted as friends, hoping to see each other again, but making sure that they stayed safe.
Kill the fucking toad, you asshole.
So, the Hell's Revenge often returned to the Bloodfields, where they would trade, do business, gather crew. And there was one gentleman with a shop. His name was Martavius Lancel. And by God,
I guess I need to write this down.
if you want to. By God, he and Griswold would bicker and trade the smallest things. Every last item had a worth, a value, and they determined it all. And they would show each other their collections, only to try and get the other one's collection for something that they had. Back and forth they would go for hours on end every time Griswold would return. They both made quite a bit of money off each other, of course. But what they really valued was knowing what else was out there, knowing what else they could collect. And then the war began, and the mission hadn't really changed yet. Algernon hadn't met with war, but they returned to the Bloodfields, and he was gone. His shop was there. It was locked. Didn't look ransacked yet, but the man was gone. Griswold looked for him, asked around, but a few tidings, but no real information. And that is all.
Well, I'll try to loop it back around to being dark and depressing, because I know that's Josh's goal here.
Thank you.
So, Rorik is constantly running into people that he relates with. Everywhere he goes, he walks through
Oh, wow.
refugee
So popular.
camps, abandoned farms, people that are down the lowest luck they've ever had, and don't have any not oh yeah, that's true, sorry. So he's constantly relating to people. The difference is now people don't give anymore, regardless of what they have. It's never enough. So it used to be, even Rorik's family, who didn't have much, was able to scrape together things that they could. But even now, it doesn't matter what you have. It's never enough. You're always going to keep it for yourself because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So as much as he relates to these people, he knows that it's not the same. They wouldn't do what he's capable of doing. Something dead children.
There you go.
He's just evidence when he comes across dead children.
Here we go.
Okay, so as this is after Bronson has lost his tribe, and he's traveling across the northern border trying to find them. And as he's going along, he actually stumbles across a young man, not a child, probably in his 20s, who tells Bronson, recognizing the mark of the shrug, that he's trying to find his brother in arms, a dear friend who they got split up in battle. Bronson shares his woes, and recognizing that they're both looking for lost friends or lost loved ones, they decide to travel together. But Bronson's not naive to the rest of the world, and so you can tell the more and more that this kid talks about his lost brother, quote unquote, he talks about this person much the same way Bronson would have talked about his wife. And eventually, after being together for a few weeks, they come across a battlefield where the war had long passed by, and they do find this boy's lover. And Bronson, still trying to keep a flame of who he was, helps bury the body and tries to console this poor boy. But when they go to sleep that night, Bronson doesn't realize that his rope's missing, and he buries another body the next day.
Oh,
Later
snap!
for dead children.
Dark enough for you?
That was too dark. That's a step further than I like to go.
And every session, we're gonna just nudge that standard back a little bit.
No, that's okay. Thank you. All
I
right.
will have you know, I made mine significantly darker than it was beforehand.
It's like I'm not fishing for extra darkness. I'm just like, the world we're in is dark. Just explain how you are in the world we're in.
What's the fun in that?
All right. So let's get into our recap from last time. When last we met, our adventurers were seeking out the Kirkin, a clan of orcs, or half-orcs, who were living just across the border of the Empire. They are employed by Del, one of the generals of Varys Khan's army, and are tasked with raiding and bringing in money to Del. As part of that, the Kirikin have captured and enslaved Bronson's people. So Bronson is going to go and release them, or attempt to, before the group goes and interacts with Del to ask for a peaceful resolution to the Empire's intended raid, where they're going to wipe out the entirety of the Kirikin, is the intention. In order to find a peaceful solution, they thought that they would begin with talking. They also then decided that taking away leverage from Del would probably be helpful. Now, as they were traveling into Del's region, moving towards the Kirikin, they stumbled across a strange, fuzzy orb of snow, which turned out to be hiding a godling, the god of weaving, who was weaving the snow into a
the
protective
god of
bubble.
weaving.
You forgot about the god of weaving?
I forgot to write down that I have the God of Weaving.
Oh, yeah, that's probably an important item to have on your item sheet is a god.
I'll be completely honest, I forgot entirely.
Oh my gosh. It's not...
That's why we do recaps.
Recaps are important.
So, you have the God of Weaving. Anai is the one who picked it up, and I believe it is being held in a pouch on Anai's side.
Yes.
After then moving into deeper into the Kirikin territory, you all tried sneaking and looking around, and everybody did terribly. In everybody doing terribly, you were spotted by the Kirikin. Does anyone remember if I actually blew the horn?
Yes.
You did.
I did.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Good.
I was pretty sure I did, but I could not remember.
Yep.
The horn was blown. Combat began. The entire party started fighting. It was going well enough. I believe Zuba had to leave us a little early, so did not witness what happened next. But Griswold landed a pretty important critical hit.
Several important critical
first,
hits.
an important critical hit that severed the life of one of these fellows. And in doing so, Bronson noticed that as Griswold sapped the life from the chest of this man, he also ripped a fragment of the man's soul and incorporated it into himself. Then ran up the hill and did it again. Melted a man's chest cavity and pulled a fragment of their soul out to be stored within Griswold.
Yeah,
This
the
is-
first
it-
one. The first one actually looked like he was like sucking his energy into himself, right? And became larger as well as taking the
Yeah,
soul. The second one, he just melted this person and then took their soul.
Yes. And it appeared as the beautifully tailored suit that Weaving provided for Griswold is torn because Griswold got that swole. Just poof. Anai went down hard.
Yeah.
And was revived by
Bronson.
Bronson?
Bronson.
Bronson. Revived by Bronson and then ran off away from the hill that they were on, and everyone ran after. That is where we are.
Also, I just want to clarify for the rest of the group that is not Bronson and Griswold. You have an idea that Bronson is very mad at Griswold. Not necessarily an idea as to why, beyond killing these two people in a rather gruesome manner.
I don't
right?
think anyone is confused why. I think everyone is uncomfortable with what Griswold did.
Yeah, but I get what he's saying. Like what I did isn't necessary. Like you didn't like
So they
read.
saw the gruesome ripping the energy
Right.
out of them and caving in their chest. They didn't see the literally ripping out part of their soul.
Well, no one else rolled for it, but I wouldn't say no one saw it.
Well, then they could roll for it.
Anai was unconscious, so Anai cannot roll for it.
That's fair.
Were you unconscious for the first one?
I think my back was turned for the first one.
Okay, that's fine.
I believe it was a religion check.
It was. This is gonna be fun.
I would accept a perception just because Bronson is specifically a religion check, but you could do perception probably too.
Rorik doesn't notice, or doesn't know what it means, beyond the fact that, you watched him melt a man's chest and absorb another man's energy. So yeah, you guys are now tucked away somewhere on a field. What y'all doing?
So, firstly, Anai is like, we have to move now. We cannot stay here. We gotta go. The horn was blown. I believe. I'm pretty sure there was an answering call to it as well.
Yes.
We gotta go.
We ran for a while. We've run for a while at this point, didn't we? We ran. found somewhere relatively safe.
Yes.
Okay.
You guys could. This can cut to you are feeling safe.
Then I want to do one other thing before we make that cut.
Okay.
I turn to Griswold and say, "Call Merritt." Or get a hold of Merritt.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you remembered that.
I remembered it after the sessions. Like, oh shit, that was the time to do it. Oh, as Anai is running, she's like, we need to get a hold of him and like figure out if there's any information we can gain here. So, I don't know how long that lasts, but I want to open up that communication line.
Yeah, that's fine. Sundry has it, so.
Oh, Sundry has it? Then I would have turned to Sundry. Player AJ couldn't remember who had the little thing. So.
I don't know if character and I knew who had it.
What do I have?
He would have, based on like just knowing, like, because that's an important communication point, and we had that. That was a gift to us as a group, not just me as an individual.
Right.
Yes.
So then we're gonna have two things go on at once.
All right, so we're not going to cut to a safe place. You're going to throw down right here, right now.
Wait,
Y'all can do what you want. I'm just letting you know.
We're confusing time. Like you're saying
a little bit.
right after he fell.
Right. Yes.
Okay, then do that.
Who actually killed someone besides me? Someone else killed the other person. There were 3.
Rorik.
Was it
yeah.
Rorik? I can look at it.
I can check.
I definitely killed someone. I don't know who the other ones were, but I got one.
Yeah, it was Griswold did 2, so I think you did 1.
Okay. So then Sundry would have to decide who she gives the stone to.
Between Rorik and Griswold, potentially, or?
Correct.
Okay. Who would be asking for it?
I don't think anyone's asking. So this is still in initiative rounds, is what it should feel like. It was Anai woke up, snapped up, and said, "We need to go." Started running and yelled over her shoulder, "Call Merritt!" and kept running.
Get a hold of Merritt. Contact Merritt. Not call, because that's not a thing that.
Okay, fine. We've had this talk already. Yes.
Siri, call Merritt.
I pull out the stone. I start tapping it. Hello?
Is this thing on?
Working.
You can make an Arcana roll.
I identified it, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Madam Sundry is just being Madam Sundry and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, we don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, you gotta give it to someone. Give it to someone who killed someone.
Give it to Rorik.
Okay, Rorik, catch.
And are you really throwing a rock at him?
You mean Sundry?
Sundry?
No,
Sundry
no.
might be.
I'm tossing a rock to him. I'm not making an attack roll for him.
Fine. Rorik, you have the rock.
Hello?
Okay.
Merritt?
You feel.
Can you hear me?
All right.
Can you hear me now? Hold on. I get the signal's weak. I gotta hold it up a little bit.
Is this in your head or is this out loud?
He's saying all this out loud because he's obnoxious. But he feels.
Okay.
You feel the magical pull. I don't know if you've held the rock before.
No.
But when holding it, you can feel it drawing into your. Just this energy trying to pull into your heart. That pounding you're still feeling from the kill. It feels like it's tapping into that. And it feels like if you open to it, something happens.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Do you want me to roll for it or?
Nope. If you just activate it, if you open yourself to it, it just happens.
Cool.
So as you open to the rock, you get this kind of the sound of like the blood pumping in your ear increases, and kind of drowns out everything else until you hear just a whine, and then you hear, He doesn't know any of your names, does he? I believe Anai is the only name that was introduced to him, correct?
Sounds correct.
All right. Anai? Anai, is that you?
Oh, this is Rorik, one of his companions. I'm the other one that went upstairs with him, so I would have introduced, or
Okay.
I was the one that was with the knife.
He's still calling Anai. Oh.
Yeah.
The human.
Yes. Yeah, I made that realization too, that I am also the only human. We're in the north.
Do you need anything?
I look around. Hey guys, do we need anything?
Information about the hound.
Oh,
Ask where they
yes,
are.
the hounds.
Rorik,
right.
you were hearing... You can hear Bronson, but it's so muffled, like it's going through a wall of water. The blood rush in your ears is really all you can hear. Merritt's voice comes through clear, but Bronson is all muffled.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Rorik would remember the hounds.
Yeah, you can also understand enough of it, but it's not like
Mhm.
you can't really do two things at once. This instance, it's working fine, but it's not a general thing you can do.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes. Any news on the hounds?
That's a great question. Give me 1 second.
Anai's far enough away that she can't really answer. So
It has been what, 6 days since you've been there?
I think 8, 6 to get from there to.
No, you cut that.
More.
You cut that time down. You cut that time down to 4.
4.
Yeah.
So 4, and then I think we spent 2 days in the Citadel, and then however much more time.
So yeah, this is the 8th day that you've been gone. The hounds have made port in Tikva.
Are they still on the move, or will they be there? Does it seem like they're setting up a base?
They're in pursuit.
Okay.
You know, ask for info on this guy that we're going to go see.
Though they cannot make their way into Tikva itself. It seems to be protected.
Maybe some residual power of hope.
I believe it is the beacon on top of the church that keeps them at bay.
Any information on the Northerners? We're seeing. Oh, hi, Zeva. A man named Dell and a tribe called the Girkin.
Dell is crafty. Though he does not currently have a war priest in his service, he is always interested. Any trade that he can consider to grant himself power, he will pursue. Be careful with him. He is dangerous, but he is also one of the only ones who can be reasoned with, to a degree. The others have war whispering in their ears. Almost all of them have a priest in their service.
Okay. We're trying to even out our leverage before we see him so he doesn't hold too much over us. But we'll be careful with the godlings.
Plural?
It is now. I guess we trust this guy, right? I mean,
Apparently.
we trust him enough.
yeah.
Well, that much?
I mean,
Rorik
we're gonna. Yeah, I do. I'm a trusting guy. He had the opportunity to kill us.
We did. Good. Perhaps the gods can be restored, and war can return to its normal state. The connection is fading. Just like that. Look at that timing.
It's almost too comedic.
So yeah, Rorik is kind of stumbling along behind you as you all are running.
This week's sponsor, Arizona Green Tea. I'm going with a basic sponsorship this week. I don't
Also-
even like it anymore, but my sister got it, so I'll drink it.
Nice.
Also this week, I mean, I don't want to sponsor Goya, but chickpeas. They're great. I'm literally just eating them out of a can right now because Amanda wanted some in her salad and there was the rest of the can left, so I'm just eating chickpeas. They're great.
Is there something specifically wrong with Goya?
Goya a couple months ago said some things that weren't great.
Got it.
Yeah, they've got some issues.
In regards to the presidency and whatnot. So
Hmm.
I haven't looked into it since. I know at the time I was unhappy with it. I haven't looked into it since, so I don't know if they have found any answers to the problems that I had with them. But
Got it. That is understandable.
Hey, Josh.
yeah,
Do you know the main difference between chickpeas and garbanzo beans?
they're the same.
No, they're a
Oh.
little different. Do you know?
Yeah. Good. Yes, go for it. Say the joke.
Well, I've never had a garbanzo bean on my face.
Yeah, there you go. AJ, don't you usually say I've never paid for a garbanzo to be on my face?
I have never said anything of this nature before.
I have heard. Was it not you?
No.
It was me the whole time. No.
Was
I don't
it?
know.
I
That's the
feel
only garbanzo joke I got. Oh, Isaac might be back.
That is, however, making me think of the first time I ever played Everyone is John.
Hmm.
I've done some weird stuff in Everyone's John, but that doesn't count.
Was that you or was that Tubbs who was trying to sleep with a hooker and then have them pee on you?
That might have been me.
Okay.
That sounds.
Everyone is John is a weird game. Highly recommend it.
It was really
It
annoying because I was supposed to get salmon. I was supposed to hold salmon in my pants and dance, and AJ kept taking his pants off. So I didn't have pants, so I had to keep going to get pants. It was so irritating.
Yeah, no, I think Tubbs was running that. It was
Yeah.
either me or Joey.
Yeah, Tubbs was running it.
Jamming in my pants and dance, and I had no pants.
It was so annoying.
Yeah.
For all those out there, I highly recommend playing Everyone is John. It is a fantastic game.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
All right, well, we're all here. Zuba has brought us into his bathroom, so that's nice.
I had to
Wink.
turn off all your cameras, or like the receiving video, because
Zuba,
it's killing
that's
my
what
computer.
OnlyFans are for.
Just make sure you mute.
He is muted. Winks consensually. Nice. I like it. So you finished your call. You found a place. It is for the current interaction. I will not have you make rolls until I feel the current interaction has wrapped up enough. Then I will start having rolls happen. But I don't want to get in the way of what is to unfold right now. Oh, and I guess not until it's wrapped up enough. Until it's gone on long enough is when I'll have rolls start happening. So, enjoy! Everybody stops panting. Griswold is not panting. Griswold feels fit as a fiddle. Everyone else, though, is panting and heavy breathing and still dealing with the shock of what has just happened. And Griswold, I don't believe, thinks anything is wrong. Continue. Or at least isn't expressing that anything is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing, Griswold, I mean, like, you gotta run from people sometimes, but...
Oh, I don't think
Griswold's
that's what Josh was talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know how you want to work this because I think Bronson's just gonna turn and swing.
Yeah, I thought so too. You get an attack with advantage in the surprise round because no one's expecting it.
Yeah. Also, I put my shield away while I was running, so I'm two-handing this bitch.
Now that you've learned what two-handing it does?
More damage?
Yeah, 2d10 instead of
Holy
2d8
shit.
instead 2d8 instead of 2d6.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, that'll hit.
Oh, it's a nat 19.
Yikes.
And I'm using one of my rages, which is very fitting. I'm absolutely using one of my rages.
So
That's
you
14 damage.
Yeah, which doesn't even touch his bonus health right now. But Griswold,
hit
you get
points
slashed
back.
through the side with 14 damage of a longsword from Bronson.
As Bronson says, let them go. Now.
And everybody roll initiative as we enter combat.
Give me a deck save, brother.
Oh, yes! Wait, you're a thunder sorcerer?
Or is it Hellish
Or
Rebuke?
sorcerer of the storm. Yeah, you are. That's right. No, it's sorcerer of the storm.
Does a 15 save?
No, 5 damage, sir.
Why do you have advantage on deck saves?
Danger sense?
Yep,
That's a
barbarian thing.
barbarian thing.
What?
Yep. Wait, a
Yeah.
15 does not save?
Oh, you have advantage? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Danger
it.
sense.
Okay.
So you take 2 damage.
So I take 1 damage.
No, you take 2 damage. Read the thing.
Are you
it's fine.
bear totem?
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, 1.
got it.
So you get tickled.
Brutal.
Brutal.
What is bear totem is resistance to all damage?
Except psychic.
Got it.
So wait, do you get to do that during the surprise round, or are you doing that on initiative?
That's a reaction
Yeah, it's a reaction.
to being hit.
Okay.
I just deleted everybody's initiative, so hold on 1 second. I'll put y'all back in. Who's not in right now? Anai.
Out of 10.
I'm
You
not.
got a 10.
I got a 14. I didn't click my die. Thank you.
What the fuck? And that doesn't even like use up a spell slot or anything?
No,
For
that's a class ability.
Yeah, it's like divine sense or whatever.
Mhm.
I mean, I only have like so many charges, right? But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Oh yeah, I only have so many I can do.
All right. Rorik, you get to act first after Bronson turns on Griswold.
Ow! What the fuck?
And explicitly says, let them go.
Okay. I don't know what that means. So I'm gonna draw both my swords and try to stand in between you to, or not in between you, but not directly in between, but like in between and just off to the side, so that like I'm not gonna get hit, but like I can sort of get in the way.
The three-way
I don't know. I'm not
standoff.
that committed that I'm gonna stand directly in front of.
I was about to say, how committed?
Because I don't think I like you that much, but I'll stand by to help you if needed. And I'll sort of side glance.
So he's gonna kind of step over here. Do you say anything, or do you just draw swords and kind of look at each of them?
Murder. He's not. I mean, Bronson. We need to get going. We don't have time.
Griswold.
Except for what?
I'm gonna cast command on you.
Oh, great. Bronson, make your wisdom saving throw, I believe. Or is it charisma?
Yeah, it's wisdom.
Yeah. Notoriously good. Oh my god! Jeez, he's on fire, man.
I mean, I can't do anything about that.
Does Sundry want a portent roll just for fun and flavor?
Ooh.
I'm out.
He does not have any. Oh, my laptop's dying.
I don't think so. Our survey says no. I use them all.
So you hear Griswold say
Grovel.
to you, and it has no effect.
What was the word? I didn't hear it.
Grovel.
Grovel. Oh, I love that word.
That's good.
That's a great choice for that spell.
So it's my turn.
Yeah.
Bronson's going to turn to Rourke and say he ripped out 2 men's souls and attack again, this time recklessly.
Except with disadvantage. So
So-
you just get normal.
Okay, Rourke. Okay. Oh!
Whoa.
Brutal.
Okay, so Bronson, you square your feet.
Brutal.
You throw your head back. You lift your sword. You swing straight down at Griswold, and you twist in with your elbows, with your shoulders, with your waist, all the way down to your feet. And you feel how much power you have behind your blade. And your feet slip. And you fall flat on your face.
The boots! The boots!
Are you fucking kidding me?
The boots!
Why?
And your sword
So-
goes clattering away from you.
Hold up. That's a major inconvenience.
Maybe if we were fighting an actual enemy and not each other.
The boots, man.
Are you just gonna rob every nat 20 then?
Enjoy your game.
Okay. Well, that's my turn.
Oh, savage.
Who's curating the magic or important items list?
That's me.
You don't have the boots on there.
Oh, you're right, I don't. I will add them.
Who's next?
I guess it's me. I don't really know what to do here, guys.
Everyone around can make an Arcana roll if you want, because or a perception or something to see what those boots just did.
Perception.
Yeah, Anai, you saw the. Oh God, and Sundry. What the heck? What's all the 20s? Jesus Christ.
That's really a lot of 20s.
So yeah, you all see that Bronson's blade should have struck, but the boots literally leapt of their own accord and tripped Bronson.
That takes us from 36 nat 20s to 39.
Yeah.
Impressive. Really not what I wanted to nat 20 on, though.
No.
Right, yeah. Madame Sundry looks down at Bronson, thinking, "Huh, that must have sucked," and realizes that until some talking happens, nothing can go further.
I mean, he could kill me.
I mean, yeah, but
I mean, apparently the DM's gonna say no.
To what?
hang on here. And does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting. Fuck. Okay, charm person will not work in this situation.
Oh, something else you all noticed too. As the boots trip Bronson, there appear to be 2 little bumps that appear on either side of the ankles on the boots.
2 bumps, huh? Okay, so Madame Sundry casts a spell. My favorite spell, message. So out loud, Madame Sundry is saying, Bronson, this really isn't the time. You shouldn't be doing this. In her head, she casts message to Griswold. The message saying, Griswold, this isn't the time. You shouldn't be doing this. How do you both respond?
You can go first, Bronson.
Oh, Bronson's currently getting up.
Okay. Griswold, you hear respond in your head. Time for what? He attacked me. No reason. Are you eating half a fucking pie?
Well,
Fuck yes, dude. Fuck yes.
it was out of I'm gonna finish it. But anyway.
I missed the physical comedy. I can't see this bullshit.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Anyways. So what does Bronson say for his turn? I don't think I can cast more than one message.
He's not saying anything. He's just getting up.
Yeah.
Okay.
An eye.
And then Madame Sundry with her movement also gets in between the two boys. That's my turn.
I think Anai is still hyper focused on surroundings, and so she's kind of gonna be like taking a stance of like walking around and like pacing around in a large circle, essentially. It's like, have this discussion, have it quietly, no blades drawn.
As blades are currently drawn.
Yeah, essentially.
Rorik, did you leave again?
Hi, Zach. So we can have nice things.
There he is. It's your turn.
My turn?
Yep.
Okay. Man, I don't know if I need a new computer or if it's Roll20 or what. It just like freezes every couple minutes. I don't know.
Probably both.
When Anai says no blades, I'll try to lead by example and put mine away.
Great. I'm sure that'll go well.
Yeah, right. Bronson, don't forget the reason we're here. All of us are risking our lives at every moment to help your tribe, to save your people.
Bronson at this point has probably gotten back up with his sword. And
timing is weird. Griswold would technically be able to attack you before you stand up if Griswold chose to do so. So
That's all. I'm done.
yeah, let's let Griswold have his shot, because if Griswold doesn't, or whatever Griswold does, you will then be standing with sword immediately after.
Yeah. I'm just going to cast command again. Nice. You grovel on the ground before Griswold.
Well, your command is grovel.
Correct.
You have to the best of your ability, fulfill that action with the entirety of your next, minute?
No, next turn. It's just the next turn.
Just your next turn. You must spend your turn fulfilling the command grovel.
Yeah.
It is a pretty specific word, so it's hard to do something different. But if you can think of it, try it.
Yes. So Griswold just looks at you and says,
Grovel. I don't know what I did. What the fuck, man?
Bronson said explicitly in the second round, you took out 2 men's souls.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean Griswold knows what he did.
Yeah, or that it's wrong. Wrong. Because who cares what's right and wrong? But
wow. Rorik does.
I know, but me, Isaac, doesn't.
So can I swing my sword and then flop on the ground, groveling?
No, it's your action.
Your action has to be the groveling.
All right. Well, I'll just use my action to grovel and say he ripped out 2 men's souls. He is not here for my tribe. He is here for himself.
And then
I mean,
Bronson stands with sword in hand.
Yeah.
Sundry.
What?
You're up.
Oh boy.
Your action.
So Bronson is in a challenging pose. Griswold is being a little whatever.
Griswold seems to be non-combative at this point, actually.
I agree. Fuck, my spells suck.
No, your spells are for a different situation. Then
I
that's
know. For once, I want to play a character that can do stuff without rolling, like a
You
rogue.
could try using your words.
See,
I
one
mean,
of the issues with this particular situation is most of Dungeons and Dragons is not set up to be PvP.
Mm-hmm.
It's also very hard to like know how much is okay to talk in like a 6-second period, right?
Yeah, we're trying to. So far, I think we've been good.
Because like
Right.
obviously Griswold has a lot that he would want to say, but
I think you can actually stretch it a little bit if you want to say more, Griswold, because of the layering of your action of making him grovel. You can speak kind of into the beginning of his turn as he's talking if there's more you wanted to say. Like the scene kind of pauses on the action of groveling,
sure.
so you can say more if you think you need to.
I think it's too long is the problem, right?
Okay.
Like maybe I'll say it in like 2 turns if it gets to that.
Okay.
Madame Sundry turns to Bronson and says, Bronson, it's really, really not a good thing what Griswold did, but if we try to discuss it now, if we don't stop moving, we could lose our souls too, and in probably a much less cool way. Now's not the time. Now's the time to stay alive so we can save your people.
That was such a great way to prove that Sundry does not know what's going on.
Yeah.
Anai, you get to come in right after that.
Griswold, do you realize what you've done? Can you release? Would you be willing to trade those souls?
Wow.
Josh, I don't know how
Yes,
this works.
if you... I will figure that out. Griswold, you make your answer regardless of whether you know if you can or can't.
Okay.
I will make it... I will process a way that it can make sense.
Okay.
But just give your
Actually,
answer.
if Bronson isn't in a rage, he could probably figure that out.
Yeah. I have some ideas that are currently spinning.
Sure.
But I want Griswold's immediate answer to the question.
Sure.
I mean, everything's for trade, but I don't know how. I don't know really what happened. They're just kind of a part of me. It's all very new.
Anai turns.
The 2 skeletons are like patting you on your back, consoling you.
Anai turns to Bronson and says, I know this is confusing and difficult. Would you be willing to trade for those souls? Will that satisfy you, Bronson?
As long as he understands that he shouldn't have taken them in the first place.
I think that's all that I can say this turn.
Yep. Rorik, you gonna say anything? Or you gonna stand quietly?
Stand
Okay.
quietly.
That's what I thought. You could have. All right. Griswold, you have your opportunity to respond.
You only had 2 conditions to kill me. This is not one of them.
Is that your
And
turn?
the floor is yours, Bronson.
I will.
You're right.
I'll actually move away. I want to move away as well. See if he'll attack me.
Yeah, Bronson, you have a chance for an attack opportunity as he backs away from you as he says it.
He does not. I do not take the opportunity.
Okay.
I get to my turn.
Mhm.
I say, "You're right. That's bullshit for a night." I then walk past Griswold and cut down Orson.
Oh.
Man, I wish you could see your all faces right now.
Oh.
Fuck.
Okay, roll to hit. 14's gonna hit a skeleton.
I believe because I didn't get to attack last turn, I am no longer raging. So there is that.
I don't
And
think
I
it.
don't. If I don't attack and I haven't taken damage, my rage ends.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I don't feel that this is necessary.
A 12 still hits.
Oh, that's not what it.
Yeah,
fuck.
you don't get 2 attacks.
I wasted a nat 20. Whoops. There we go. 11 slashing damage. Jeez.
Orson shatters to the floor.
That's your warning. Bronson puts his sword back. I will figure out how you can trade the soul back.
Everybody else? Anybody doing anything for 6 seconds? Are we all staring in silence until Griswold goes?
Delaying. We are all delaying.
Yep, Griswold, you're up.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold my action as well.
10 does not hit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Griswold lashes out. Everyone, whatever order you want to go in.
Oh. Okay. Hang on. I gotta read a spell. I'm gonna cast a spell here. Hang on.
I think at this point I'll just let them fight. I'll step back.
Okay. Madam Sundry. Madam Sundry whips out 2 pieces of parchment. And she says, "Boys, here, write what you want to happen on these pieces of paper. We gotta get this figured out right now." And she shoves paper in your faces and a couple of quills.
You can't reach their faces. You can shove it in their groins.
I do that. Do they take the papers?
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Griswold and Bronson are staring each
Not a
other down
chance.
right now.
All right, well, that's not going to be a spell I cast then. Okay.
Not a fucking chance in hell.
Anai.
Anai has no idea of what to do in this moment.
Bronson.
I'm not sure if Bronson's going to attack, but he did just get attacked.
Uh-huh. I think Bronson might be realizing what he did, too.
Oh, Bronson's completely aware of what he did.
Okay.
Are you? Are you?
And that I hit a nerve to Griswold? Yeah.
Not a nerve, man.
No.
You want to make an insight roll for me real quick? Great. You broke a piece of Griswold's psyche.
Oh, right.
Like,
Well-
Orson and Kendrick
Yeah.
were... They were ways for Griswold to have company when he was alone. They are literally fragmented portions of his mind that he has put into bodies. You killed a part of his brain.
Oh boy.
Pretty fucked up.
And by the way, this isn't anything that Denali told me. This is what I just assumed from the character.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think at this point he's only going down if he's put down. So I'm going to use my last rage and swing.
And I don't know... I would assume, Denali, you gave each of them particular aspects of yourself, but I don't know if you did. You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I figured. And I don't know which one just died, but I don't think it's a good one. For the
I don't
party.
think it necessarily matters, right? Like, it's still you just ripped out a part of him, right? And like,
Are you reckless swinging?
Yes.
All right, you hit him. Good thing Griswold has a lot of extra health right now. Swords are back out, everybody.
Okay. You dumb motherfucker.
If you back down, I will back down.
I don't think Griswold is talking.
nope.
Oh, I don't think he is either.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because this means that the roles have now reversed.
There's no recognition. Do you mind if I... Tell me if I'm wrong. There's no recognition on Griswold's face of what you're saying. It is pure... Is it anger or just blink?
It's broken.
So there are tears from his non-moving face as he just reaches out to kill you over and over. And if no one steps in the way, I'm just going to go Griswold Bronson until someone figures out.
I am going to step in between and attempt to grapple Griswold and look at Bronson and say, sword down.
Make an attack roll against Griswold.
That's
Natural
a
one.
Ooh.
Anai, you move in to grab Griswold, and, like, I don't know if you're aware, but chimpanzees are capable of being significantly stronger than people because they don't have strength inhibition. They don't have muscular inhibition. So they're as strong as a person if the inhibitions are gone. Griswold's inhibitions are gone. You go to grab hold of him, and you can feel his muscles tearing as he pushes you off of him. And you take that.
No. That's for Brunson.
Oh, Bronson takes that.
Yeah.
I take, what is that?
5.
5
So
and then half again.
2.
So 2.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm going to look at Bronson, say sword down, and do a patient defense or whatever the bonus action. Pretty sure it's
Okay.
patient defense.
Griswold gets an attack roll.
Yeah, I'll spend a key point to have dodge action applied on me.
My turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does a 15 hit you, Bronson?
15 does hit.
He also has advantage because of
Yep.
the reckless attack.
Oh, yeah. You can roll to see if you crit, Griswold.
No.
You don't crit, but you do damage. Roll your inflict. Is that 31 damage?
31.
Wait, what?
Jesus.
How?
What the fuck?
Inflict wounds.
And he did almost full damage, too.
That's
Yeah.
really
Is that-
close.
Is that a second or third level spell?
He
I
cast it
cast
at second.
Second.
Yeah.
So 4d10.
Yoicks.
So I take what is that?
That's
15.
15 damage.
Okay, that hurt.
Yeah, everyone sees Griswold's hand with the same kind of sizzling energy as it grabs hold of Bronson, and just his like left abdominal muscles just necrose, and you can see pieces of them falling off as Griswold's hand pulls away. Bronson.
That fucking hurt. I think I'm ignoring an eye right now.
Yay! Rage! Rage against the dying of the light.
Fun fact about that poem: it was written about his father telling him not to like
18
to
hits.
die, essentially.
I knew it was about not dying. That I knew.
Jeez.
Wow, you were
6 more
rolling
damage.
terrible damage.
Yeah. Well, someone fucking ruined my nat 20.
That would be minor. Anyway, so where's Hope?
In my bag.
Great. Well, whatever. I am God. Hope jumps out of the bag and lands between you two, and puts a hand on each of you. I need each of you to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh,
Checks out though.
Okay. Well. Alright. Griswold?
what's that?
Barely very checks out.
You are effectively under the effects of, or Bronson is to you under the effects of a sanctuary spell. You have to make a wisdom saving throw in order to hit him. Bronson, that's not affecting you. But it is your turn, Griswold. Hope is trying to stop you. You feel as Hope touches you, you feel the warm tingle of hope that brings at least a sensation back to you. You're welcome to do with that as you please.
Yeah. See, part of the problem is that to me, like, gods are no longer real.
Yeah. It's just how much can your brain incorporate a feeling. And if it can't, it can't.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've specifically wrote in like part of my character that like Griswold almost doesn't like how Griswold talks.
Yeah.
Not normally to Minor, but will talk normally to Sundry, right?
Right.
Because he does not believe that the gods are truly here. So
right.
I think he just makes the wisdom save to try and attack.
I get to jump in, right?
Why?
Right? Because
No, you come after, don't you?
They both just.
Oh no,
did
yeah,
their thing.
you do go, yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna again try to grapple Griswold. I don't need to save, correct?
No.
To hit Griswold?
No.
Or okay. Does a 14 hit?
Yep.
Cool. I grapple you.
So Griswold is now grappled, which means he can't move, which doesn't actually do anything in 5e.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna fudge that a bit because it's stupid. You can now make an opposed strength roll to have something actually happen.
Can I use my dexterity?
You can use your
I'm a
dexterity,
dexterous
and
character.
Griswold can use his constitution.
Sure.
Because
And
Griswold
these are
isn't,
saves, right?
yeah, Griswold isn't pushing you off, just moving through you. Oh my god. Ironically, the same number. Unfortunately, the natural one still loses.
Yeah.
Brutal.
So, Anai, you grab hold of him and try to hold him back, but again, he just lurches through you forward and
Oh,
reaches out.
That would be a 7 if it's a save. I don't know if that matters.
Still succeeds. Yeah. So you pass your whiz save, so you get to make your attack roll as normal, Griswold.
With advantage, right?
With advantage. 21 both times.
Yep. Jeez,
How many of these do you have?
This is my last one.
Okay. 28 damage, so 14 more to Bronson.
I'm still up.
Good.
This one reaches down, and so your left abdominals, and now your right thigh collapse under you. I assume you're hurting, right?
Yes, I am very much so hurting.
And you're up.
Does Griswold look like he's going to calm down?
Not even a little.
Yeah. Does everyone else realize that he's on a blind rage? Like I know Bronson's angry, but there's angry versus psychotic rage.
Yes, but also all of your teammates realize that you put him there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Watched you put him there, actually.
Tried to stop you multiple times from putting him there.
Yeah.
Yep. A 9 will not hit.
What the fuck? Okay.
I don't know if you all heard Amanda in the background, but
No.
Amanda says that Miner has popcorn.
Accurate.
Very true.
All right. Again, if anybody else wants to do something.
I mean, Anaya is going to try to grapple and pin Griswold again.
All right. Well, you have the grapple still.
All right, 15 to hit, so 22 versus your Constitution.
Yep.
God,
oh my God,
damn it.
Griswold. So,
Man,
Anai,
at this point,
you get under his arm, leg through his leg, and you twist your whole body, and he just twists back and reaches forward, like lifts you off the ground. And
It's
you
like-
can feel, for the first time, underneath those pants, just true tree trunks.
Yeah. But like also the willingness to just dislocate whatever he
Yeah.
can to get through you.
Feel things
Yeah.
creaking in him. You feel things tearing.
Yeah.
You hear things popping as he reaches out for Bronson.
This is all I can do. Like, I'm not about to lay...
Sundry
either.
and Rorik, you see Anai trying her hardest, and Griswold, like a zombie, just reaching through everything. Do you two do anything to help the situation?
Yeah, how hurt does Griswold look?
He looks
Better
fine.
than normal.
Yeah, he's still above his max health.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Bronson, step back. You've made your point.
Bronson looks like he's about to die.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah,
Yep.
yelling at Bronson doesn't seem to be helpful at this point. You can see actual fear in Bronson's eyes as Griswold has this dead, teared face, and you can hear his bones creaking as he moves forward.
Yeah. Tears pouring. Like
Yeah.
not just like a few, just like pouring.
Okay, I'll let you go another round and see what happens.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Fear is good for the soul.
So I want to point something out because this is something I thought would happen. Griswold ripped out two people's souls. Bronson said, "Hey, that's bad," and attacked him because that's bad. And then y'all were like,
No. You attacked him while attacking him, said that was bad to a crazy person who didn't know that that's what you thought, and then destroyed his psyche.
Yeah. So so Bronson, from your perspective, Griswold did an evil act.
Right.
You struck out at Griswold for doing an evil act. The issue there was you struck a member of your team. Everyone was working together. Evil acts are evil, but you are trying to right a greater evil. Everyone else in the group has the idea of the greater good over individual actions. Bronson has already shown that that's not, you have a different threshold where that comes from. So everyone else isn't necessarily on board with immediately attacking Griswold for his action, and then things spiraled downhill way faster than anyone was anticipating.
So the other thing about it is this is like a child who doesn't understand that stealing is wrong, or that like stealing is wrong. Like,
correct.
That does not, what happened with Griswold does not process as this is bad.
Let's go to the very end of the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, when Rocket says, "What if someone has something that I want? Can I take it?" No, that would be stealing. But if I want it more than them, there was that disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
That's the disconnect that exists.
And along with that, Anai tried to come up with a creative solution that led to Bronson striking down Orson and this blind rage occurring. Anai is at this point trying to protect Griswold from Bronson, and Bronson from Griswold by restraining.
I would also like to point out from a third-party perspective, you are literally doing what the Empire did. That Anai is trying to stop from happening. Which is, the Empire stole what belonged... Sorry, the North stole what belonged to the Empire and killed a bunch of people, did an evil act, and the Empire is now retaliating with force. You are all actively trying to avoid that force retaliation because it's the wrong way to handle the situation. Then Bronson literally did that. So...
Yay.
That explains the party's response in some manner. I think it's mostly shock why our players aren't doing anything, because this is insane.
Hey, Josh.
That's me.
I got an idea. I'm gonna try a thing. All right. So Madame Sundry sees Griswold reacting.
Just crying.
Is there any sort, and I can roll for this, I can roll insight or I can roll whatever. Is there any sort of grasp Madame Sundry can get of underlying fear of being within Griswold? Is Griswold showing any underlying fear that is empowering his actions, empowering his choices?
I know what you're doing.
Griswold forcing him to do these things.
Make an insight roll.
Coming right at you, my guy. I'm using my inspiration point.
Fuck! Oh, brutal.
Fucking oof.
I know what you're doing, Zuba. You can still do it if you want to.
Do you really know what I'm doing?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh. Just make it a lot worse if I was wrong.
Hold on, let me look at your spells.
Okay, yeah, now,
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, see? I know what you were doing.
Yeah. You think it makes sense?
I will let you do that. To give you advantage on a persuasion roll. And then make Denali listen to you in some way.
Okay. I cast a spell. I cast Heroism on Griswold.
Okay. Which makes you immune to frightening effects. So Sundry, you can now you can now talk to Griswold. Make a persuasion roll with advantage. Then talk to Griswold, and I will.
Fuck.
That's not good.
Come on, guys. Come on, dice. Fuck.
Not
Make your
good.
speech.
Oh, no, I know.
The dice will the dice will only be able to improve your speech. Your speech doesn't need to be worse because of the dice. Speak to Griswold. Griswold.
Okay.
Whatever internal fears of lack of control or lack of sanity or lack of mind, whatever fears of being broken or being unheard or any of those fears, those will not affect how you're listening to what Zuba now says to you.
Okay.
Go, Zuba.
I put a hand on Griswold's shoulder, and a warmth
Leg.
flows through him. A little bit of light flickers and then pulses through his body. Maybe Griswold stands up a little bit straighter. Madame Sundry has a calm voice. Griswold, I know you can hear me. I know you can hear us. We know who you are, and right now, it doesn't feel like you. Right now, we're scared, and we don't want to be scared for you. Right now, we want you back, but I'm not sure that you're there. You gotta fight through. Griswold, you have to power through. Griswold, you have to hear us. Be with us right here in this moment. Everything else that's fighting against you, we know you can beat it. We're here for you, Griswold. Come back to us.
Incorporate that however you feel. The dice did not improve or detract from anything Zuba said. It's purely what Zuba said and how you interpret it without fear. Your action is next.
Look.
This silence brought to you by Wegmans Orange Juice.
And Skittles.
And Skittles. They don't really go well together, but I'm still
And
doing
Crunch. And Holiday Crunch Bros. They're quite tasty.
it. And I guess it can also be by the Heinz ketchup I accidentally left out on the counter. Heinz ketchup. Literally the only ketchup worth eating.
It's brought to you by Pie.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, Griswold, what do you do?
Sundry, Griswold turns to you. Just his head says, "Thank you," and casts Toll the Dead on Bronson.
Oh.
Is that a con save?
Do
Or charisma save? A wisdom.
Wisdom save. That
So
is
you
a
take
fail.
12 necrotic damage, Bronson.
I am not down.
Not?
Good.
Not.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't do that. I needed to make a wisdom save. So that did not happen. I apologize.
Oh, cool.
You say thank you, turn to Bronson, and just can't manage to move.
Yes,
But the intent is there.
correct.
Bronson. Actually, hold on. I have to check what else heroism does.
I don't know what else it does either, honestly. Did you just put it in?
Yeah.
Oh, it also gives them extra hit points. We've got too many of those already, so ignore that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you can only have one max hit points. I found recently. I learned.
But I only have 2 right now, so I might take it if it's more.
Oh yeah,
What's your spellcasting mod?
3.
I don't know, 3.
3. 3 makes sense.
Is it like the spell attack bonus or no? My modifier, which
Yeah.
is intelligence, which is 3.
It would be 3.
So I'll take the 3.
Cool. So you got 1 extra hit point. Woo.
Yeah.
Griswold, did your tears stop flowing, or are they still gumming?
That's an interesting question. let's go with half of them stopped flowing.
So the tears are less intense. There's now that kind of eye fluttering at the end of crying.
No, one side.
All right, oh, that's worse. That's much more
Yeah.
unnerving. One side is flowing tears, the other side is nice and dry now. Bronson, you now see how broken the man in front of you is.
Okay. Bronson is going to probably make a dumb decision and put his sword away.
Griswold. With, again, the fear being cleared, the man you're attacking, you see... Bronson, you can tell me if I'm stepping in incorrectly. Regret and pity on his face as he puts the sword away. You can choose to interpret that as you want, but that's what you
And
notice.
compassion.
Oh, and some compassion as well. As the fear and anger and rage that you saw as he was fighting you fades, a hand comes up, the sword goes away, and there's just the sad tinge in his face as he's looking at you. When we rotate back around, if Sundry, Anai, or Rorik want to do anything, this is your shot, and then we'll give Griswold another go.
I think seeing neither of them attack and Naya is going to do nothing.
It's not that you didn't see Griswold attack. You saw Griswold incapable of attacking, but you saw the intent.
I still think Anaya is going to choose to do
You're
nothing
still
here.
entangled around Griswold.
Yeah, I'm not letting him go, but I'm not trying to restrain him further.
Okay. Rorik?
I'll cast a Cure Wounds on Bronson.
Oh, thank you. I need it.
That is a good call.
Yeah.
How much is that? It's a D8.
This is particularly wonderful because I don't think you guys are going to have a safe chance to long rest.
Oh, so I shouldn't use my spell slot, is what you're saying.
Oh,
No,
mine are
I'm-
all gone. Don't worry.
Yeah, everyone is going to have nothing left. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
I got a weird thing I want to try.
Please. I enjoyed your last weird thing.
Okay, so I'm low on spell slots, so I don't want to cast Detect Thoughts, but I have Message. And from the looks of it, Griswold has his mind kind of in a million different directions. Is it possible to cast Message in the quote-unquote reverse order in which I cast a spell targeting Griswold, and I listen first and then respond, as opposed to saying something and then listening for a response?
No.
Is that a thing, or should that just be like
That one needs to be Detect Thoughts.
Okay. I don't know if I want to do that then, because low spell slots, and I don't know if it's going to progress our situation here. I guess I'm gonna hold my action then.
You don't want to give any other kind
I'm
of...
gonna hold it.
You don't want to give a response to Griswold's thank you? You can say no.
Yeah, no, I guess I cast Message targeting Griswold.
Hold on.
And in Griswold's head, he hears.
Can I... Griswold, did you say thank you in your voice or in the high voice?
No, my voice.
That's what I thought.
Oh.
Yeah. That just clicked. Cool.
I caught that.
I don't know if anyone else registered that, but keep that in mind. Now continue.
We're gonna have instant replay on that for when we edit this.
Yeah.
When we edit this?
I'm thinking about it. It'll take so long, but I'm thinking about it. I need to get actual video editing software, though.
Just pay. We got enough sponsors. We got enough sponsors.
Yeah. We got enough sponsors on this show.
Yeah, so Madame Sundry casts a message on Griswold, and she says, I don't want to be another voice in the chaos. Griswold, want to make sure that you can hear us all.
And you can respond, Griswold.
That's with message?
Yep.
Correct.
I can hear you. That doesn't make this right.
You're up, Griswold.
Give it back or make a trade.
Bronson. React as fast as you can.
If we find passage, I may be able to get you your friend back. And I swear on my pride as a northerner, I will do that for you.
What do I know about passage?
Make a religion roll. Not much. All you know about passage is passage guides those who are lost and guides souls as well. What you've gathered from Bronson is the soul passing from one world to the other is there's a right time and a wrong time. And what you gather from it is passage probably doesn't want to give back a necromantically arisen soul. So I don't know how good a promise that was Bronson made.
I want to clarify something. Bronson didn't say get back necromantic soul. He said get back your friend. I don't know if Griswold's going to know the difference in what's being worded there.
I don't know the difference.
I didn't.
Man,
The difference is getting back the
He's
friend.
bringing back a soul properly.
Yeah. He's gonna raise dead, not like cast raise dead, not
I'm going to give you a percentage roll, but the thing is, you don't know what you just promised.
Yeah.
But I know what you just promised.
Give me that percentile, bruh. Oh,
Logo.
no.
Asking for me to roll it now?
AJ.
You're gonna roll it.
Go
No,
to
I'll
chat,
public
make things
roll
go bye-bye.
Want to become famous?
Do high or low
Okay.
good read.
High is good.
Low it is.
That's not good.
Go with him.
Did you already get rid of them, AJ?
I'm getting them. Don't worry about it.
All right, you sick them. Arr.
Passage can't help.
I assume that ends my turn. I did not take an action.
Cool.
I assume talking is my action.
You are welcome to end your turn.
I just end my turn.
Bronson, Griswold's talking and didn't
Okay.
try to kill you.
Passage cannot. He won't come back like you just had him. He will come back with a body and a soul. That is what Passage can do. So I'd be giving you two things, not just one.
Hope walks over to the the pile of bones that remains and starts stacking them. And then
Does-
beckons, and then Weaving kind of slides out of the
Yeah, I was about
pouch.
to walk over there with Weaving if
You're still entangled. Weaving pops out.
yeah, okay.
And touches the grass and starts tying up the bones together into like a little bundle. And then they lift them and hold them up to Griswold.
It's fucking cute if they're babies too.
They're little babies binding up a skeleton for a crazy man.
You don't know what you're promising.
Did you just switch
Yes.
voices? Well, then let us work out the terms of the agreement. We do have a peace broker with us.
Oh, just wrapped around. Just
Hi.
so those parchments that are on the floor beneath your crotches, does anyone want to pick them up?
We can work out the specific terms later. For now, we should move.
There's parchment?
That's not parchment. That's a sword.
That ring is so
sorry.
satisfying. That ring is so
No.
satisfying.
Yeah.
Very nice.
The first night I had it, I just sat there and just sheathed it, unsheathed it, sheathed it, unsheathed it.
Wow.
For about
really?
an hour.
So you sat by yourself playing with your sword?
Yeah, except I actually sat in a room playing with my sword. I didn't care that there were other people around.
Insert.
So just going past the sword one moment. Griswold, you just agreed to work out the terms, right? I literally didn't hear you.
He didn't say anything.
Not exactly. Griswold knows what Bronson promised. Like, Griswold knows exactly what Bronson promised.
All right.
So to him, there are no terms.
So
To work out.
Just for Bronson's sake, then, Bronson, ask Griswold to just have Griswold be the one who writes down what you said.
Yeah.
Just tell him that, so it moves forward.
We can. We
So is this you're trying to like sign a contract? Basically, is what you want?
yeah. You're saying you don't know what you're signing up for, so I'm saying let's have it written down in Word in front of a famous peacekeeper.
Got it.
So that both parties can know. I don't know what you're twisting. Bronson is just thinking there are stories of dead souls being brought back.
Got it.
In ways that are not sacrilegious to him.
Sure. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so
That's gonna be interesting.
No, that's fine. Here's the problem that we're looking at is that you've got a minute and already 12 seconds have gone by.
Oh, with the heroism?
Yes. So I don't know how much is accomplished in 48 seconds.
Okay. So are you saying that at the end of the 48 seconds, you're just going to go back to being...
No, not necessarily.
But these 48 seconds are important to see just how likely it is he will return to that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he'll return that, but you just might not be able to evoke what you want to evoke.
Like,
or understand.
if we don't have the specifics written out now, we may not be able to agree on them after.
If you don't understand the specifics now, you will not understand them potentially later unless you do something else.
Okay. I am saying that I agree to return your friend, body and soul, whole, from the land of the dead.
Yep. And I'll stop attacking you.
Okay.
Are you gonna stop putting conditions on me for how you kill me?
I believe this is the last condition I can possibly think of. Just don't mess with the dead. It's really not that hard.
Well, they're not dead until I kill them.
It's such a true statement.
Yeah, it's really logically sound.
Can we discuss the semantics after we've found somewhere safer?
Okay.
Okay. Let's move.
Also, Bronson needs to find a way to not kill the necromancer in the party every time he does necromancy things.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all gonna start moving along from where you're at?
Yes, please.
Wow. Another trip.
Great.
Yeah.
That took a while.
At least physically. Personally, I'm not sure that we've moved on.
I don't think I have so much I need to do now.
I am going to step away because I've been needing to pee and thirsty for most of like the
You
second
can
half
solve
of
them
that.
at the same time.
I know, but it was more just like I don't want to leave in case I need to be here for something.
No, I'm saying
So-
flexibility.
Jeez, Denali, I want to say, like,
I
I
have
thought
not
about
Bear
this.
Grylls.
Not yet.
I thought about this fight like over the week, and I was like, I thought about today, like, oh, like we went through a pretty decent fight right before this. He's probably low on spells, and then you cast 2 inflict wounds.
3.
I mean, I cast 3, but 1 didn't hit.
Yeah. He just rolled max damage on one of them, basically.
Yeah, like I rolled both of those damages were
Yeah, ridiculously high damages, really good to hit. Griswold was on point, and he had like 40 extra hit points. So
And someone robbed me of my nat 20.
yeah,
that was still Griswold technically.
kind of, yeah.
He did convince you to wear the boots.
I don't know how he convinced Bronson to wear the boots.
Bronson feels it's his responsibility because he is the reason that we're going into this dangerous place.
Well, there you go.
Good. So you were already feeling guilty before destroying part of Bronson's psyche. Great.
Griswold's.
Griswold, right? Sorry.
I'm sorry. Can we end here? I have so much fucking shit I have to do, and I don't know how to play my character right now. Like for like a while.
Sure. We'll have to go over that with AJ when he returns from peeing, but
I mean, we can keep going if you want to, but I probably just won't say anything.
that's up to you. I mean, most of what I have prepared is walking through the woods.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Fuck, that was intense.
That was
That was pretty wild.
that was
Yeah.
insane. I really liked your idea, Zuba.
Of what?
Heroism.
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
I have a character that can do things. Sometimes I don't have to roll for them, so it's a plus.
I also like the idea that this gives Bronson an idea that there is some sanity underneath there.
For sure.
Well, there was.
There was, yeah. I was about to say that.
No, that's actually perfect. Good. I'm glad you think that.
So I kind of decided to actually make a map.
Oh boy.
Woo! I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. Cut the crap map.
Oh my god, that was a great.
Wait, I just had a thought.
I'm proud of
Do
you.
the boots reverse nat 1s and nat 20s?
It does something.
Okay.
It does whatever Josh wants it to happen in the moment.
That is not true.
Yeah.
That it actually has something it does.
Yes, robs me of nat 20s.
Potentially. But there is more to it than that.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it works, obviously.
There's actually a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Swapping 1s and 20s would be an interesting, inconvenient twist, since for some reason we have rolled more nat 20s than we have nat 1s.
For the first time in our entire play history.
No statistical sense.
Significantly more.
Yeah.
For the first time in our entire play history, we're actually rolling on average well.
It's almost 1 to 1.5.
I mean, that doesn't include all the middle rolls. Like, there's a lot of we have a lot of 4s, right?
Yeah, we do get a lot of shitty
Should we point out Zuba using his inspiration to get 2 3s in a row?
That's pretty good.
2 5. Oh, I guess it was a 3.
Yeah, you rolled a 3 twice.
That doesn't make me feel better, Jeff.
All right, guys.
some
So
reason
for the
this
first
doesn't
time, you
make me
take a
feel
look
better.
around at where exactly you are. You're
Fucked.
Definitely fucked.
You're in what looks like a tall grassy field, and there are woods nearby where you are. You can see over the woods it appears like the woodland rises into some hills, but you can't really see much beyond that. Bronson or Anai or Rorik, you guys can roll either history or just intelligence rolls, which are the same thing basically.
No, there's the thing called proficiency.
Ah.
Because I have 0 intelligence. So,
Anai, you recognize where you are from the hills. These hills you're looking at, you seem to have run in the direction you recognize from the council meeting on the table. The hills you're approaching are where the Kirakin are based.
Okay. I relay that to the party that this seems like where the Kirakin are based. We should definitely move carefully through here. Still seems as though they have some amount of patrols.
As you say that, Weaving walks over, touches the ground at your feet, and touches your pants, and the grass and branches weave up into your clothing.
Oh, Weaving. I like restraining me or hiding me?
Hiding you.
Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase that. Oh, thank you so much.
And then turns in the vague direction of everyone else, and then reaches its hands out.
Just want to make sure we're on the same page. So it's canon that Weaving can tunnel.
Can what?
Move
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Yes, the godlings all begin as toddlers, not infants.
Yeah.
Along with that, it's canon that Hope can leave the bag that
Yes.
Bronson is carrying Hope in.
Yeah. It can self exit. Okay, yeah. I also excited for ghillie suit mode.
Great. So
Yeah,
y'all
man.
get ghillie suited up, and y'all have advantage on, stealth rolls. Figured that would be essential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
So let's slowly start moving carefully. Our goal was to move around the Kirkin and further inland towards Bell, correct? Looking mainly at Bronson for that.
Our goal for right now is just to find the Kirkin's hideout and see what's of my tribe in there.
Then let's move to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Bronson has a massive wound in his abs and in his thigh.
He'll be fine.
I give you 8 hit points. You're fine.
Yeah. Bronson's left at, what, 9 hit points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you at your lowest?
One.
Actually?
1.
Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck.
Is that you wanting to have killed him, or impressed by the damage you did?
A little bit of both, man.
Dude, you dealt 60 damage from your inflict wounds.
Yeah. Dude, I'm like, if you didn't take Bear Totem, you would have been fucking dead.
Oh yeah, I would have been hella dead. Like, very fucking dead.
Everyone would have been.
I
Damn.
knew in advance that, like, going up against Griswold right now is a bad idea, but I also knew, like, Bronson's not gonna know.
Sure.
So you're going to be wanting to move in a general. The encampment is southeast. You can move whatever direction you want to get there. You can see the first hill. Let me just show you. I will reveal some of the hill.
Hill.
So some of the hill is here. Oops.
Majestic.
So that's kind of what you can see. Why are you not working? Come on, do the buttons. There you go. There's a hill over there.
Mm-hmm.
Madam Sundry turns to Rourke. Hey, Rourke, you like exploring. So I heard this from a traveler once. Doesn't it make sense to get to like a high spot so you can get a vantage point of what's all around you? Is that a true thing?
Yeah. But that's probably where their scouts are posted too.
Mm.
So that they also have the vantage point, the high ground.
Yes.
But I suppose we should move that direction, and we can find a middle ground where we can see what's ahead of us and stay out of sight.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll take the not front because I'm not good at this.
Keep your eyes peeled.
So if you are moving as a group, I will be taking the lowest stealth roll. If you're moving separately, I will take individual stealth rolls.
Oh, this is such a bad idea.
How about the average?
Average.
Or we could run it as like a group check of if
it's
half of us succeed, like set a DC, half of us succeed, we're fine. If half of us, like more than half succeed, we're fine. If more than half fail, we fail.
Fine, I'll do that.
Because that's how group checks should function within the rules, if I remember
Are we
correctly.
talking normal or advantage?
You all have advantage. That's what weaving provides for you.
Awesome.
Okay, so we're rolling stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh no, Bronson.
Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, thank God for that
Wow,
advantage.
Griswold. What are these nat 20s, guys?
Up to 41.
Today has been like 7.
Yeah, there's a whole
Yeah,
bunch.
we're up to 5 nat 20s today.
It's a lot. I think
Yeah, it
like
is.
what, at least like 3 of those were Griswold.
Yeah.
3.
4, I think.
No, just 3.
Okay.
Yeah, 3.
What direction are you guys heading?
I'm gonna let Bronson and Rourke lead the way. Marching order: Bronson and Rourke in the front. I imagine Griswold and Madame Sundry in the middle, and an eye in the back. Personally,
Sundry
That's
can
how I-
take the rear. If
Rourke doesn't know where the fuck we are, so he tries to pretend like he does and just follows Bronson.
So the thing is, this is the territory you're actually in before the war belonged to the Empire. This is the Kingdom of Nen. So actually,
Yeah,
the
so
only
we're
one
on
of
the way
you who would actually know the way around is maybe a Nye.
That's a good point. I forgot about that.
This is not the North, and this is not as whoa.
Aragorn? Aragon?
Aragorn, yeah, thank you. I
Isengard?
was about to say
Isengard.
Isengard. It's like, no, that's a different everything.
Yep.
Yes, there are a couple if necessary, Sundry.
Bronson, Rourke, what kind of landmarks are we looking for the direction of where we got to go?
Well, I'm still confused. So are we trying to get to the top of the hill to get a vantage point? Is that what we want to do?
We can. Yeah, I mean, we're not trying to walk right into camp.
Yeah. So
So let's see if we can get close enough to see where there's a good point that we can scope it out from a distance.
All right, so you guys
yeah,
are making your
get
way.
closer.
Are you going directly towards the hillside?
I mean, we're stealthing, so probably not directly.
Well, are you going down and over? I have things set up in the woods. Tell me where you're going.
Oh, okay, fine. I think we go. Let's go for like these trees and then follow the tree line for a while. But let's beeline it to like here first, and then follow the. Can you see my?
Yes,
my
I see
ping?
where you're pointing. Yep.
Okay, and then follow the tree line
Southward or eastward?
south first.
Okay, so you're gonna be heading in this direction as I reveal things. Do we want to just move one person, and then everyone else can follow after?
Yeah,
You
let's.
should be able to grab everyone, but yeah, that works too.
Oh, I can grab everyone, but I also need to reveal areas, so I would need to be flipping between
Yeah.
tools a lot.
Move
That's
up.
fair.
So, Bronson, if you're leading, everyone will snap into place after whenever we decide to stop. So just move yourself along the path that you intend to go.
Let's go down.
And remember, the trees are set up with. We're looking down at the canopies, so you can overlap tree squares and move through them. It's just denser forest at that point. Are you moving, Bronson?
Yeah, should be.
Does anyone see him?
No, I don't see you.
Oh, good. There he
Oh, there
goes.
you
go.
Oh, that was so
Yeah.
slow.
After him.
Wow, just like that, he disappeared.
Where to next, Bronson?
Let's go due south.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
And
Here's
after a little
cycling.
bit more, maybe we can go east.
Heading eastward from. Do you want to go further south than I have revealed, or do you want to go eastward from where the end I revealed is?
From the end of where you revealed.
Okay. I need another stealth roll as you approach the bottom of the hill. So a 24, a 2,
Okay.
a 22.
That puts us up to 42 nat 20s. We have advantage.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, so Griswold, you get to roll again. Unless you have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
right.
mean,
he's got disadvantage.
I assume I still do, but I would
Yeah.
roll it disadvantage at this point, anyways.
I think it needed another one for me coming in. Fuck.
12. Okay, so I am going to make a perception roll because there's actually something here. So I need to roll below a 13. Sorry, I need to roll below a 14 for you guys to succeed, and above a 14 for you to fail, right?
Yeah.
I have a
Yes.
+1. Okay.
Cool.
So you guys get to the base of the hill without a problem.
Yes. Nice.
The hill is sparsely vegetated, so you can see a good amount of it, including that guy over there. So that's what you can see of the hill as you reach the base of it.
Is this trees?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I ping a message to Bronson because he's kind of up front. What's the plan? Snipe the guy or sneak past him?
Is it really possible to sneak past on a area so barren?
You're wearing ghillie suits. Even if you would have disadvantage on your stealth, it would neutralize out.
Personally, with the giant necrotic wounds in my side, I would actually rather stealth by right now.
I ping a message to Rorik. Best spell ever. Do you think we should try to sneak by, or should I encourage some critters to get all rambunctious in some nearby trees as a distraction?
Can we do both?
Sounds good. Josh, I look for a critter.
You find a squirrel. It
The most
seems
rambunctious of
morose,
critters.
that life is meaningless.
What'd you say?
It seems morose, as though life is meaningless.
In squirrel fashion, I and encourage it to come over.
Squeaky, squeak, squeaka, squeaka. It says back.
Squeak, squeakerson, squeak, squeaking.
Squeakity squeak, squeak, squeakity, squeakity.
Wow!
And
That was
I
impressive!
pull out like a little. I pull out like a little shiny trinket. Squeakity squeak squeak, squeakity, squeak squeak. Perhaps you and your friends can have fun with this over there. And then I have my familiar kind of just flash like bing, bing, bing
You hear
into
the
like a
squirrel
nearby
say,
tree maybe.
"The gods return! Must retrieve the gods!" And runs after your flashing light.
He's
Also
not wrong.
smart.
Yeah. So maybe that did a thing. Maybe it didn't. I guess we'll find out.
Where are you sending your familiar?
Well, we're trying to go like quote unquote this way, correct?
I believe
Gang?
so.
Okay, then I'd send my familiar kind of this way. I don't know if you can see my pings.
Okay, so I need to make a perception roll to see if I see a small blinking light and the squirrel chasing it. I do!
Okay, I'm glad you used the 20 on that one.
So the orc on top of the hill turns and sees this blinking light going through the trees. You can see his hand drift towards his horn, but you can see also his attention just following the light, not blowing, but also not really looking around anymore. It's the first time my nat 20 has been the worst option for me.
Yeah. Nice job, Sundry. All right, let's go.
Love this character.
Yeah. Go up the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Do
it?
we
You don't
stealth
need
again?
the...
No, you roll stealth rolls again.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, yes, you're now going up the hill.
Cool.
Do we still have advantage?
Yeah. No. Moving on to the hill, you're gonna have no advantage and no disadvantage.
Okay.
So an 8,
Fuck. Well, my roll was
a
shit.
24.
That roll was very good. That roll was
Another nat
20.
20 on the stealth roll. What the heck?
Are you counting Josh's, by the way?
No, I don't count Josh's.
Yeah, mine don't count.
Oh, that's great.
A 15.
Ugh. Wow.
What
Nice
the
rolls, gang.
heck? Okay, so there was another one up here. So that other one is going to make a roll, but doesn't see nothing. Sees nothing at all. And as you are up on top of the hill now, you get a good view of just about everything, at least in the general area. So I'm going to start revealing some bigger patches.
Yay. Ooh, nice work in this map, Josh.
Oh, thank you.
It was arts and craft time.
Yeah, Amanda and I had an arts and crafts day. This was my arts and
Aw.
craft.
It's
Because
so
I'm a
big.
nerd.
So big.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
geez,
the map
there-
is enormous.
There are 4 more up there.
Um,
3 more.
so there are a couple other things you can see. There are more hills. You can't see anything on the further hills, but you can see where they peek out above the sight line. And you can see the center has a very big hill with a fire burning in the middle of it.
Nice.
And you can see some huts as well. That looks like where the Kirikin are.
I gotta really zoom out. Okay,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
this map's
yeah.
very big.
This is dope.
that's what she said.
So how you want to get there? Gesundheit.
Ah,
Bless your soul.
sorry, I was trying to mute myself, but just couldn't get there.
Speaking of, has anybody watched Soul?
Yes.
Yeah, I did
Not
watch
yet,
it yesterday.
Oh my god. So good.
It
It's
was
pretty fun.
it was so I like to describe it as interesting. It was good, but it was odd and it was such an interesting interpretation of everything. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Original and a half.
So, yeah. You are currently on a hill with 4 orcs looking off in other directions than where you are. You can see other orcs on the other hills. This seems to be a well-defensed area.
Is this
How
when
many-
that horn conveniently goes off way in the distance and they
I don't
all
know.
turn and run
You
off?
happen to have a horn that you could probably send off in a convenient distance, couldn't you?
We do have a horn.
We do have a horn.
Mm.
Who wants to go for a run?
Maybe the one who's good at stealth, Rorik.
Anaya's good at
It's going to bring
running.
up the average for the group roll.
So Anaya's good at running and might be able to make this distraction happen.
If
I mean,
that's
I
what
can
you want
go
to
too.
happen.
It's really okay. I just...
It's not a bad idea.
which direction should we go? with
Wait,
this
wait, wait.
distraction.
Hold up. We're not talking about trying to invade right now, are we?
I don't
You-
think so.
You have a
This is
place
a
you want to
stealth-
sleep for 8 hours?
I would like to find
Not at
somewhere
this
away
level.
from here to sleep.
Okay, where? Where in the the heart of Kirikin territory would you like to sleep? I know there are some cages nearby if you'd like to use those.
Hot.
I mean, they can't cover the entire area. There has to be like caves and such that we could hide in.
Sure.
Or one of us tries to sneak in, and if it seems like they're going to get caught, the rest of you blow the horn.
Ooh.
Could work.
Rorik for the win.
These big brain moves.
Is Rorik going to volunteer himself for this?
I would also like to point out you are a couple of mounds of grass whispering on top of a hill.
So we got plenty of time. No worries.
Yeah, maybe we should like back off of the hill and like find somewhere to recoup and think. Also, can I roll either like I guess perception on whether or not one of these huts looks like the place you would keep slaves?
Yeah, you can make a perception roll.
Does one of these huts look more disheveled than the rest? Or one labeled Northern Slaves?
Grizzled, are you asking the same question?
Yeah, I want to know where they keep the
Great. Bronson, you can't tell. Griswold, you see the 2 cages of slaves up on top of the hill.
Nice.
I just revealed them, by the way.
Yeah, I see it.
Your tribe.
What?
Griswold, you're not quiet, are you?
No,
Good. All right, I'm gonna make a roll then.
that's why I rolled with disadvantage. You fuck already. I've already rolled stealth with disadvantage.
Well, wait. What are we worried about here?
Griswold, the 4 orcs that are sharing the hill with you, as Griswold yells, "Your tribe!"
Okay, so I guess we got to get off the hill first, right?
So they are within 70 feet of you. So with a
Awesome.
17, the one that was distracted by the what's it called does turn its head towards the party. And you guys can all make a stealth roll with advantage because you're not moving anymore. To just look like a mound of grass on the hill.
Teamwork.
I did roll an 18 though.
Oof.
Fuck.
Oof.
So that
Damn
means
it.
3 of you need to beat an 18 with advantage.
With advantage.
1, 2.
2.
Okay.
Fuck.
Awkward.
You see a quizzical look on this orc's face as it begins to walk towards your mound.
Tell me when he gets very close because I might cast a spell.
I mean, I'm moving it in real time, so...
Okay. I guess a little closer. A little closer. Bam. I cast minor illusion to make a sound
What
down
sound?
the hill in the direction it came from 30 feet away.
What sound?
The sound of tumbling stones. As something is scurrying on this hilltop.
It didn't hear it.
No.
But it also can't tell that you're not a mound of grass.
Nice investigation roll.
Yeah, that was... I rolled 2 perception rolls to see which would draw its attention more, the moving mound of grass or the sound. Neither drew its attention, because I rolled 2 3s.
Okay. Do I have time to do it again or no?
You can... Yes, but does it have a verbal component?
Our survey says
Or somatic.
somatic and material.
So you have to move in the grass to do that.
Yeah.
You can make a stealth roll as you cast it, but you would have to. It would cause more rolls to happen if you do it.
Right.
Unfortunately,
What if
though,
I
this
did-
guy over
Oh,
here
Jesus.
saw his friend moving and is now moving towards him. Doesn't know why he walked over there, but is moving towards it.
Guys, we're gonna die.
This, by the way, this feels so much like Assassin's Creed right now, with you guys just hiding in a hay bale, with like the guards like right overhead. That's what it's feeling like.
Yeah, the real question is whether this is Assassin's Creed 1, where they just sort of like look around and don't look in the hay bale, or if it's Assassin's Creed like 5, where they're like, guys really like hiding in the hay bale. Let's
Yeah.
poke it.
So here's a question: do
Yeah.
they have horns on them?
They both have a horn on them.
Okay,
Yeah, that's a problem.
we got to not let them blow the horn.
All right, so the first one, the second one says, "What happened?" The first one says, "I thought I saw something moving on the hill." What, in these bushes? Yeah.
It is Assassin's Creed 3. Damn it.
Man. All right, so I'm gonna go.
Can I grab him if he reaches too
Yes,
close
you
into
have.
the
You
bush?
have.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll a percentile to see how likely second guy is to actually investigate the bushes. If he investigates, you can act however you want. High or low that he does investigate.
Low, he investigates. Yes.
Good call.
I don't see anything.
Josh,
Hmm?
you're forgetting the accent.
I don't see anything. Get back to your post. And then doop, 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 doop. This guy scratches his head. And then doopy 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 doop. Assassin's Creed style.
Bronson kind of gestures like, we got what we need. Let's get off the.
Oh, you're gonna move?
I'm literally just pointing back.
Nope, this is where we spend the night now. Want to
This is
drain
where we
out the
die.
rest? There you go.
You don't want to go like this way? You have no idea where I'm pinging, do you? Like down to the other side
I
of the
see,
hill?
like the other side of the hill.
Yeah.
I mean, I see another half orc on the ridge over there. So that is another person to potentially see us.
There's a lot of people to potentially see us, no matter where we go.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys want to try and rest before we do this? Because I would like to try and rest.
The answer is how.
Isaac, sees the value in a long rest before we do this. But we're here. Getting out is dangerous, and we might get seen, and we're not going to get another shot at it. So Rorik.
I can also. You guys could, in theory, short rest exactly where you are. At the very least, you get health back.
Also, in theory, this is going to be a stealth mission where we don't need to do any fighting.
Yeah.
Right, Josh? You're not going to see us, and it's going to be a stealth
So
mission.
that's also something that is important to get across. If you do end up in combat, you're not going to win with your entire spell list.
Right.
That's true.
Unless you are sneaky and picking them off one by one without them making noise. This is not a fight. This is literally the Kirikin.
Yeah.
It's the whole clan.
Right. We will lose.
Yeah. So unless we Assassin's Creed style where we sneak around and kill each one of them right in front of the other, but somehow they don't notice.
Over and over.
Because we used our hidden blades. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, and then pull them into the bush, and they're like, well, I guess that body's just gone.
Oh, this bush really smells like dead body. It's fine.
On people that have like 60 hit points, don't forget.
Yeah.
Right. So I think we wait until dark, and then we go in from here.
Isn't dark worse for you?
What, the
Yeah,
human?
but I know it's better for everybody else.
Is it?
Including the Kirkin.
Yeah, the Kira can have dark
Is it?
vision. Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever.
Bronson's like, yeah, we can hide under cover of darkness, and everyone else is like, no.
No, Rurik.
Sorry, Rorik. Yeah, Rorik is like,
Human
Bronson's like,
concept.
no. I can see in the
Freaking
dark.
humans.
That's why we raid at night.
Oh, right.
I mean, dark vision is still not like regular
No,
vision.
it's only 60 feet. It doesn't have color, but so yeah, it would be more beneficial to raid at night. But Rorik would be the most blind of anybody,
Yeah.
like in real life.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Spicy sessions.
I say we just dive it, man. Let's go.
Tower dive.
TD. All right, I'm not leashing though.
Fuck.
That's
I'm
fine.
supposed to lead here, aren't I?
Yep. It's your
Yeah.
turn.
In the tank.
I am not the tank right now. I am not the tank right now, okay? I did my tanking.
Yeah, he's the
against
tank with 9 health and no resistances.
Yeah. Which is why I'm pushing so hard to long rest.
I mean, on a short rest, you can roll up a lot of your hit
Yeah.
die to get that back. It's not great.
If you guys feel like you're in a safe place where the orcs aren't looking, like you can see the backs of every orc up here, you can rest here for an hour. And because of the way your clothing looks, it literally is you just laying down, so it is a breather. It is a chance for you to take a break. So you can short rest right here.
Just don't fart when
Let's
you're
do
safe.
Just don't fart in your sleep. At least not loud enough that a man 70 feet away from you can hear it over the wind.
No promises.
Just like you see Sundry just like rocket off the ground.
Let's short rest.
Yep.
There we go. We mentioned farting, so we made Iris happy.
Mm.
Alright, roll up your hit die.
Oh no, I don't have to roll any hit die.
Oh, that's right. The only one injured is Bronson and Anai.
Yeah.
I literally get.
Recovery though, which is helpful.
You what, Griswold?
This helps me not at all.
Yeah, you lose hit points for this, actually.
No, it didn't matter. I already lost them.
Okay.
This heroism goes away.
Hmm.
I'm going to spend 2, but I do get other stuff back. Yeah.
And you guys got hit die from the level of cleric, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's 30 hit points then?
If you have a 3 con mod, yes, that's 30.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Okay, I'm good.
So you just lay there and you just breathe, and you realize the necrosis didn't go as deep as you thought, and you're like, okay, all right. Or maybe the minor healing that you received pushed it out enough that you can just kind of breathe through it, because that makes sense.
It does if you watch Demon Slayer.
That is the next thing I intend to watch.
I watched a couple episodes of it. It is thoroughly enjoyable.
I don't know how that hit dice are weird mechanically, right? Like,
All healing in D&D is weird mechanically.
I mean, you just have it, so it's not like you're. Like, I almost imagine hit dice as like, oh, you do something, like you patch up yourself or something, right? But it doesn't.
Kind of. It's also like I don't know if you've watching Daredevil or whatever. It's just the idea that in the moment the injuries are severe enough that you lose your focus and balance, but after like resting, you can deal with it more. It's less immediate. It's more throb, and so you can kind of move on with your day.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so weird.
So-
It's so hard to explain injuries and damage in D&D without just magical, like, Piccolo-style regenerative healing.
yeah, totally.
Everybody is Dende. Just... Oh, if you were wondering, we are, in fact, nerds.
I don't know who Dende is, so
You don't
I'm
know
less of a
Dende?
nerd than you are.
How far into
No.
Dragon Ball Z did you ever get?
Not very.
Dende is a healer on planet Namek, who I'm pretty sure Frieza kills. And that's how the first Super Saiyan is born.
Cool.
So, question: do we want to call it here for the night, and then next session do the?
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so hard. Oh, I'll ignore that. That was a misclick. Sorry.
All right, well, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you to Bronson and Griswold for carrying the first hour and a half of our session. That was absolutely insane. And so phenomenal. And yeah, we'll see how that affects Griswold when next we meet, because a lot just happened. Oh, Griswold, did you take Orson's bones?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. Dragging my ballsy. Okay, all right. With that, so long. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Ta-ta. And stopping recording.